So, good morning and welcome everyone for the tribology class. So, this was just to deal with the part of the syllabus which will be there for your third IA, right? So, as discussed earlier in the previous class, many students were not there. I just discussed with couple of students. See, for your test in module 3, we had done until Petrov-Reynolds equation, the derivation part. So for third IA, you will be having the rest half of your module 3. So it is on idealized full journal bearing. Okay, so you will get the numericals even in the examination related to full journal bearing. So I thought anyhow in the last module, we have dealt with the derivation part to certain extent. So you'll be getting only the numericals related to idealized full journal bearing. So we have discussed two categories of problems here. One is of calculating the load bearing capacity, coefficient of friction, right, frictional force, the sum of faults number, all those stuffs. So this is one part. And one more part of the numericals, what you have is like determination of maximum pressure distribution, minimum pressure distribution, its location, right? So that kind of problem also you'll be getting. So you'll be having like two problems. One related to the regular load carrying capacity, the coefficient of friction and other stuffs. So one more will be related to the pressure distribution. So you may get a question with identifying the maximum and minimum pressure distribution, its magnitude and location, or to categorize all the values of pressure values and plot the graph, right? So these are the two way of problems what you'll be getting in module 3. So this is part of your module 3 for the test. Then coming for module 4, you have like two sections here. One is on plane slider bearing, another one is on the hydrostatic step bearing. So in plane slider bearing, you will be getting like two questions, wherein one will be related to the derivation of load carrying capacity, coefficient of friction, frictional resistance, right? And the other one you will be getting a problem, yeah, numerical on plane slider bearing, wherein you need to determine the values of load carrying capacity, coefficient of friction, frictional resistance values, this kind of thing. So this will be the half section of module 4. And then coming to the hydrostatic lubrication, here also you will be getting one derivation related to the hydrostatic step bearing, where you usually calculate the pressure distribution and load carrying capacity, right? So that part you will be getting. So wherever, even though the sketch has not been asked, wherever you feel that it is related to, kindly draw the sketch, show the distribution of the pressure and the other diagram which has been needed, then start for the derivation part. Accordingly, you will be like getting another option like solving the problem on hydrostatic step bearing. So this is the pattern how you will be getting. And so this will cover like 1 to 6 questions. So after that, the 7th and 8th module is the 7th and 8th question is mainly meant for our case study and innovative question, right? So for that, I had discussed a case study on surface coating techniques, if you remember. So we had that in our discussion in previous classes. So if you want, I'll just show the same case study. I guess I have shared it in your Google Classroom also. I'll just share it again. Is the case study visible to you guys? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is about the case study, what you have to refer for your internals. So it is a case study on all the type of coating techniques which are available to protect the surface of any type of bearing or any type of other devices which needs a protection from external environment. So the main focus is to enhance the physical properties of the device across the surface, or else to protect the surface from the external surrounding you have to go for various coating techniques. You cannot go blindly with any coating technique. You should see how feasible this particular coating technique is for your device or for your bearing. So accordingly, you will select. So with that aspect, we have dealt all the type of coating techniques in the previous classes. So here what you have to do is leave the introduction part. You can just go through it once. In this paper, they have described beautifully all the types of coating techniques. And in our syllabus, also we have studied in depth the physical vapor deposition coating technique and also the CVD, chemical vapor deposition coating technique with the diagram. So here also they have given you the entire description how this vapor deposition technique takes place. Okay, how the researchers have found for which material you get the best coating technique. Each and everything has been given very specifically. So it is like real time application where people have tried in and they are aware of which material is most suitable. So when you go for PVDF material, polyvinyl fluoride, so this is the most suitable way to apply the PVDF coating. Okay, so when you go through, you'll come to know. So what I'm disclosing here is go through all the type of coating techniques. So PVD, CVD, we have micro arc oxidation technique. So kindly go through that. If you don't go through it, you will not be able to answer the case study. So kindly don't blindly keep it. Okay, kindly go through it. That will enhance your knowledge as well. Go through electrodeposition coating technique, and then for electrolytic deposition coating techniques. Okay, so they have given you with simple sketches also that makes your work still more easier so that you can write in your own words as well. So then it comes for electrophoretic deposition coating technique. Okay, so kindly go through it. Then the very common type of coating, which is the least expensive and easily available also, right, is the sol gel coating. Even many students who work on thin film and all, they usually go in for sol gel because it is not so much sophisticated. Okay, so this is the most easiest way, and it has good amount of advantages also. So kindly go through that. Then you have like thermal spray coating, wherein you need for solidification of the coating at high temperature applications. Okay. So apart from that, we have like high velocity oxy fuel coating. It is rarely used as it is little more expensive and it is sophisticated also. So you can analyze only by seeing the morphology of it. So you can see the different layers which has been coated. Okay. So this is like for biomorph coating basically. So when you go through it, you'll come to know. Then the plasma spray coating is also one more important coating technique. So you might have heard about the implantations of the tooth. So implantation of the tooth also has to be protected from external surrounding, and it should have a proper like biocompatibility with the bones or the gums associated with it. So this plasma spray coating technique helps you to provide that required coating across the surface of the implant to make the bone hold firmly the artificial tooth which has been implanted. Okay, so this is the most better coating technique wherein it can spray easily and get the required coating of required thickness. It is not sophisticated as well to use. So apart from that, you have like cold spray coating technique also, and you have the similar kind of coating with warm spray. Okay, so after that, arc wire spray coating technique and this arc wire spray will be used wherein you need the coating at specific points. So using that arc, you can get the coating across the line or in the type of wire. Okay, so where you need. Suppose you have a SMA wire, shape memory alloy wire, which has been synthesized, and you need to have a coating on that wire. So if you go for other techniques, it will spray at the entire surface, but only at the layer of the wire you need the coating. Then it is best to go with arc wire spray coating. And they have mentioned all the materials which are more feasible. So this is the thing, available coating techniques. So once you go through this all type of coating techniques which are available, you should summarize. So in the question you get like to summarize all the coating techniques which are available. So to make your work easier, even in the case study they have given a brief out related to the summarization. So you can see here it has been displayed with all the coating techniques which are there, like so PVD, CVD, all those stuffs, and the source what you use for this deposition process also being given, and which are the most convenient and suitable material to get deposited by these type of techniques is also been mentioned. And one thing remember, to get these type of coating you always need a substrate which acts like a background or the surface material on which you will be coating. So they have given you in brief, in summary, which are the material which are more suitable as a substrate. So that also you can go through it. And they have also given you which is the minimum coating, which is the maximum coating that could be done by using this type of depositions. Right, so it is like in the range of 1.2 to 6.3 and even 5 micrometer. All these are in terms of micrometer. So these are the type of thickness you can get as a coating surface by using this type of coating techniques. And these are like real time results what people have already achieved, and hence the references of the journal papers are also being given. So if you need to go in depth and dig more and focus on related to this type of research for your future, if you want to go like an integrated PhD or to do masters also, so this will be an good topic for in where you can work in. So this will summarize, but don't just go through this and leave it. If you go through the entire type of coating techniques, then only you'll be able to understand this summary. So kindly go through. In the case study, you will be getting like to brief out the summary of all these coating techniques related to the selection of the material, what are its advantages and disadvantages, right? Even all those are mentioned over here. So this case study makes your work still easier. You can even see the advantages and disadvantages also for each technique, right? So based on this you should be able to go through and analyze what are the plus points of these coating techniques. So you can see all the plus points which are nothing but the advantages. So every technique will have its own advantages and drawbacks. So you can go through the drawbacks which has been mentioned also. So once a person is thorough with all the type of coating techniques, what are its advantages and what are the drawbacks associated with it, then easily what happens is you can select which is the best coating technique based on what application you are going to select, or else without this background of coating techniques, its plus points, its negative remarks, and the minimum to maximum amount of thickness what you can get, if you don't know all these background, blindly you cannot go and select, okay, I will go with PVDF coating using plasma spray technique for my surface of the bearing. No, it won't work. You should see how well it is suitable. Even the coating material should be suitable with the material what you have used for your bearing, right? So everything has to be decided, pre-planned, researched. Your literature background study should be proper. Then only you can select the best optimized material for the coating with best optimized technique. So please be aware enough. Kindly go through the case study well. Okay, so once you go through this case study, you will be like aware enough like what is the importance of coating techniques. So in the internals, like you'll be having a case study related to this coating techniques wherein you will be summarizing the important features of all the available coatings techniques including its advantages and drawbacks. Hope the things are clear related to the case study. Is it clear? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So if that is done, so let me just speak about the innovative question. So coming to the innovative question also, you will be having the same, like we are focusing the last module for our case study and this one, innovative question. So remaining module, half of three and fourth full module and fifth, we are focusing for the rest part of the questions, right? So now, as usual, in innovative, you will be given, like if you are a tribologist, what will be your ideas, your insights, your new way of novel thinking to select a best coating technique so that you can reduce the wear and improve the corrosion resistance in any given bearing. So you can answer this only if you have the thorough knowledge of coating techniques, so that you will get by default when you go through the case study. Okay, so with that knowledge of the case study and with the knowledge of all the type of classifications of coating techniques, what we have studied in our module 5 syllabus will fetch you in providing your own thoughts, your own ideas. So based on this background of studies, kindly don't copy anything, write in your own words what will be your ideas, what will be your insights to make sure that wear has been reduced in the bearing and corrosion resistance has been improved. Okay, it is, you will not speak here anything related to the material of the bearing. You will just speak only related to the material which has been coated across the surface. So you'll be just using the technique of surface coating. In that way, you will correlate how this coated thickness of the coating will help you to protect the given bearing from the wear and from external corrosion. Okay, so this is the way how you have to list out. So at least minimum 6 to 8 points you need to explain in your own words. That should be your own idea. Okay, so in this way you will be writing your eighth question, which will be related to your case study. Hope the pattern for the internals is clear enough. Any doubts associated with this? Hello.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the way how you have to understand. So I discussed on that day some question papers as well. So the exact model of 2018 scheme is not out, but we discussed with 2007 scheme in the last. So if you want, I can take.
Ma'am, ours is 17 scheme only, ma'am.
Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you check?
Yes, ma'am. We are in 17 scheme.
Okay. Yeah, but the question papers are available only for 2015 scheme only. There you we had a jumbling of the questions with respect to clubbing of the modules. But now, as per your 2017 scheme, you will be having like two full questions coming from each module. So module one, you'll be having two questions wherein you have to answer either of the one. Similarly, you'll be having 10 full questions in which you need to answer 5. So I'll just share one question paper for your reference. This is of 2015 scheme wherein the paper is out in December and yeah, Jan 2019. Right, so here, but the syllabus is the same, wherein we didn't had any numerical related to the lubricants. Okay, so here they had, that is the one difference. So like you can get like the question like briefly explain the history of tribology. So in the very beginning classes, we discussed about all the research people who have spoken about the tribology, right? In the very first PPT, I have all the PPT contains the entire syllabus almost. Okay, so for the first groundwork, you can go through the PPT, understand, and then refer the prescribed books. Right. So here, there also I've given you like around 8 to 9 research people who have worked on tribology, and that was the important background of the study of the history of tribology. So that part needs to be explained here. If you get a question like explain the history of tribology, right? And it could be something for an real time application as well. So one thing they can ask you how the subject came out as an course subject, because tribology you study many parts which you have studied in the different courses, but what was the need to club all these the topics what you have studied into an different course called as tribology. So that also you should be knowing what is the importance which made the tribology to come out as a course subject. That also you should be aware enough along with the history part of tribology. And sometimes they can even ask explain the two practical importance of tribology, which showed there is a need to use this subject. So that also we dealt during the World War I or II. So some people identified what is the need of tribology, and related to that, apart from that, you can give one more example and with a suitable sketch, just supporting thing to show that the importance of tribology. So it will be like a generalized question also sometime. So this you'll be able to answer if you have done your groundwork properly. So don't leave the history part of tribology blank. So you may get the questions. Okay, so be thorough that you are ready with the steps related to the history part as well. So then you usually get one full question related to the lubricants. So in the module 2, we didn't had any numerical related to the lubricant, right? So here they had. So apart from that, you can have a question like related to the importance of lubricant. What are the requirements? Means which are the important properties which are needed to select that as a specific good lubricant. And also we have studied related to the different classes of lubricants, its properties, and how we select the grade of a lubricant. All those things we have studied. So kindly see that the theoretical part related to the lubricant, you also will be thorough enough. So this is about the module 1. So then here they have asked you. So then in module 2, we have discussed about the friction, wear, all those stuffs, right? So related to this, the possible questions, what you can get like, what are the theories of friction? We have studied the theories of friction also. Like in that, they have just asked you to explain two theories, right? So you can list out the theories of friction. In that, you can try to explain two theories and how these theories are used to measure friction value in actual. Okay, so this is just a correlation of classification of theory of friction, explaining two theories with the measuring stuff. So this is the one way what you can get. And then they have asked you to classify the mechanism of wear. So we have studied the mechanism of wear. We have gone through how these mechanism of wear could be analyzed to identify where the wear is coming, how you can reduce, everything could be done. Well, I just explained you to do this analysis we can use with the software part also. Many things we have discussed related to the wear mechanism. So here they have asked you to classify the all available wear mechanisms and at least explain one in depth. Okay, so this is the way you should be able to put forward. Sometimes, even though the students know the content, they will fail in writing in a proper way. So my advice is kindly write clearly, write in your own words, but keep the concepts in mind, keep the mind cool and describe very beautifully, and let the handwriting be good enough so that the examiner who is evaluating will find ease in correction. Or else, if your handwriting is not good, so if he has like n number of papers to evaluate, he might find difficulty in reading your entire statement. So even though you're right, you may lose marks here and there. So kindly think about the writing aspect as well. So apart from that, we had dealt with the delamination theory also. So usually you get one question related to delamination theory as well. So you have to define what you mean by delamination theory and explain. We have a simple diagram also for it, even though the diagram is not asked. Wherever you feel that you need to support with a sketch, kindly do draw in. So this is that. And apart from studying the frictions, we have dealt with the type of friction you come across when it is a metal and non-metal, right? So please explain or write a brief note about the friction which comes into picture in metals and in non-metals. So we have studied in composites, ceramics, and in metals also, right? So kindly give a brief note which covers the information related to metallic and non-metallic components. Okay, so this is about module 2. And when it comes to module 3, the actual numerical stuff comes down. So usually you might get one derivation along with the problem. Problem will be an compulsory thing wherein you'll be getting. So you might be asked to derive a Petrov equation or Reynolds equation, right? And then you will be having one full problem related to idealized full journal bearing. Okay, so this is the type how you get. And secondly, in the next part also, they have just given a problem on journal bearing here. You can see that you will be asked like what is the maximum film pressure, what is the minimum film pressure. They can even ask you to locate the location of the maximum pressure, minimum pressure, and sometimes they can ask you to locate the load capacity also. So we usually draw the graph and show where the load capacity is maximum. So where the pressure distribution is maximum, at that position, the load capacity also will be higher. So you can plot the graph and show where the pressure is high, there the load bearing capacity will be higher. So this is the things what you have to understand and solve it accordingly. I think this is a part of module 3. And then module 4 deals with plane slider bearing. So plane slider bearing, we have an derivation for pressure distribution, what we have done. So you can get one derivation or along with that, you will be getting one numerical also. So here also they can ask like the load bearing capacity, the maximum pressure and its magnitude. So all those steps related to the module 4. In module 4, we have two sections, don't forget. So one is of plane slider bearing and another one is the hydrostatic. So the similar pattern only you're getting for your internals also. So herein again, for hydrostatic bearing, you will be having an derivation part. So they have given just to derive for load carrying capacity of hydrostatic bearing. So you can make a simple derivation for that. Apart from that, you have a numerical wherein you need to determine the pressure at the load of 100 kilonewton, what is the volumetric flow rate of the given oil, right? And then the film stiffness. Calculate the film stiffness. So this is the way how you have to go through, and this is the part of module 4. And in module 5, this time I'm not haven't given any question related to bearing materials, but I have focused mainly on surface coating, both for case study as well as for innovative question, because the need of knowing in depth the knowledge related to surface coating as a tribologist is very much essential. Apart from that, even selecting a bearing material is equally important. Right, in bearing you have just the classification of the bearing. So different type of bearing materials we have gone through in the your previous sessions, and we have discussed each and every properties of all the type of bearing materials, and we have discussed what are the advantages of this bearing materials and what are the disadvantages of this bearing materials also. So this is the part which has not been asked in your third internals, but if it by default comes in your examination, so wherein I have described in depth all the type of bearing materials, its properties in the classes. Kindly go through it. So you can get the questions like to name which are commonly used bearing materials, right? So you will list out the commonly bearing materials, and they have asked you to explain any two. They won't ask you to explain all the type of bearing materials in depth. So you can go and explain the bearing materials for any two as asked in the question. So for these two bearing material, you should be very keen enough in explaining what are its what is a type of bearing material, how this bearing material will be utilized to make the bearing bearing device, and what are its properties, and how these properties will help in improving the enhancement. So all those steps you should be knowing. Okay, so this is about what you will explain. Apart from that, we have discussed the advantages and disadvantages also of bearing material. In general, you can list out. So this is about the advantages and disadvantages of bearing material. And then lastly, when you are thorough with the surface coating, you will be usually knowing what is the scope of surface engineering in bearing or in any other devices. Even this coating technique is not only helpful in bearing, even in other thin film fabrications as well. So you have to cover all the concepts of why surface engineering is an important tool in any device, because it helps to protect the device, whether it is a thin film or a huge one, from the external surrounding. It helps to improve its properties across the surface, and also it helps to reduce the wear and to enhance its corrosion resistance, which is the most needful thing in order to make any device to claim as it is a very reliable one, right? So you should be knowing how to discuss all these stuffs. So this is the half part. So remaining part is again, you might get an option to write some short notes related to surface modification. So surface modification again is a part of surface engineering. So when you're thorough with the surface coating, you'll be able to write out what is the type of surface modification you can do. You can enhance the properties across the surface. You can protect the surface by coating technique. So you may need a unimorph coating, you may need a biomorph coating. So which is the type of modification is needed? All those stuffs you can explain. And then they have given you thermochemical process. So this is one coating technique again. So we have mentioned different coating techniques. Out of that, thermochemical process is the one. So you can draw a simple sketch and explain what is the importance of thermochemical process. So you are getting the required coating technique at some particular temperature, so that the coating will solidify at a high temperature, so that it will be useful to work in for high temperature applications as well. So you may not need this thermochemical process for each type of in general. So specific where is the requirement, you can go in. So similarly, vapor phase process, you need to explain how the vapor phase process is used in coating techniques. So this is one of the coating technique you have will be explaining. And one more, they have asked you like write a note on wear and cover resistance. You know what you mean by wear, and you know what you mean by corrosion resistance. Directly don't speak about the wear and corrosion resistance. You, because this is the question what you are getting in surface engineering. You have to relate how the wear can be reduced by using surface engineering, how the corrosion resistance can be enhanced by using the surface engineering technique. So in this way, you have to correlate to surface engineering technique. So this is the way how you might get the papers. Hope you are getting an at least some idea related to how the paper could be. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So kindly prepare accordingly. If I get any your 2017 scheme question paper also, I will upload it in the Google Classroom. And any doubts, you are free to ask me right now. Any doubts? Hope the portion for your internal
No, ma'am.
is clear, and the pattern, how the paper could turn up in the examination, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please go through it. Tribology is a very easiest subject. There is nothing to mug up. Only thing you should be knowing the concept and you should be knowing to derive. So once you have done the derivation and the concept is clear enough, you should be knowing which formula to use when in solving the problem. So you know in each type of pairing what are the parameters we need to evaluate. So you should be knowing the formulas for that, and also you should be knowing, be careful in converting the unit. Okay, sometimes they won't give in SI unit and you need to maintain it as per the unit in the formula what you have to take care of. So if you do all those steps properly, so then surely you will end up with the right answer. So if you end up with the right answer, you will get easily full marks. And if you derive properly, you will usually get full marks. If you go wrong in some or the other steps, at least until the steps where you have derived properly, you will gain marks. Okay, so don't worry. Even the theoretical part is easy. Nothing there is there to mug up. Go through and understand the concept and keep the concepts in mind, and rest will come automatically. Just a dedicated study before your examination and internals is needed. Don't take anything for granted. Okay. Is anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay then. Who are there, kindly type your name and USN in the chat room. And who are not there, also kindly share the information which has been informed to you all in the class today. Okay. So that they should not be having any problem in writing the internals or an idea for your examination stuff. And one more thing, B1 batch students, how many here are there? Chaitanya?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the record, Chaitanya?
We'll submit it today, by today or tomorrow.
Okay, just inform everyone if any pending programs are not done related
Only
to
capstone and capsmil, ma'am. That day Sri Ganesh sir had told he'll give some different format, so we didn't get to know about that.
Okay, okay. Has he given now?
I'll ask B2 batch students, ma'am. He's in charge of that batch, so I'll ask them and then we'll take it from them.
Okay, no, something related to index he had just shared in the group, that's it. And all thing is fine enough. So kindly
Should
speak
we follow
and
the same thing, ma'am?
yeah, I have told you, right? I have in the Google Classroom, I have listed also what should be the first, the introduction part, and then the programs of CNC Turn, and then CNC Mill, then introduction to Capstone, and then Capstone programs, Capsmill programs. And finally, you have to end up with the demonstration part write-ups for your robotic arm and hydraulic and pneumatic.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it okay if I introduction to milling later, ma'am? Because we just started off milling programs directly.
No problem. At least you see that you cover after that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so see that you do the needful at the earliest, so that will be better for you and for me also. Okay, so I need to complete and evaluate your marks as well. So kindly, dedicatedly submit me at the earliest. Chaitanya, at least you can take the initiative, speak to your batchmates and see that they do submit on time. Okay, just an humble request. Kindly do that part of help to me. Okay. Yeah, fine then. So everyone, take care. Have a good weekend, right? And all the best for your internals as well for your project Viva Voice, which is going to approach nearly. Take care and have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.